What's up YouTube, it's Lou here. I hope you're all well. We're looking at Varsity. I haven't looked at this one for absolute months, but I think there are a few people on the channel that want to know about Varsity, and I have some spare time today. So when I'm looking at this, it looks like a more drawn out process of this to the left. Now, not every single move is going to be the same, but similar structures like how we have this over here, which is that, and then this sort of head and shoulders, one shoulder, a head and a shoulder there, shoulder, head, shoulder. You can say this dump into here was probably this dump, this pump, probably this pump, dump, back down to here, and then this failed double bottom. So maybe people were expecting this to be a double bottom over here, and then it failed to even come up to this neckline. So because it was in a downtrend, this double bottom didn't work. And then you can see instead of people thinking it was going to go up here, it just created another double bottom, this being the new one, like that. And then it went up with a lower low. But that lower low, all it wanted to do was fill in that wick. So I think what's going on here is happening here. And the wick that we're now trying to fill is this one. So we can't lose this at all costs. Now we're already losing the level that we can't lose to get down to there. And if you're losing the 618, we have to say we're going to come to the 786. You can see that's a previous key support and resistance. Support here, resistance there, resistance, and then we broke out once we got above that key resistance, and we never back tested it. So is that the reason why we're coming back down potentially to the 786? Because when we broke out, we never back tested it. Where this bullish cross formed, that is a potential case, guys. Now I'm going to mark out this level as well because it's key. We know that's where we're trying to fill in. I'm going to make green because at the moment it's support. Now, we know anyway, we don't really want to be losing the 618, and as we're below it, I'm going to make it red. So we need to reclaim this 1.9 cent support, basically. And as long as you're below it, we're now heading to, well, we actually are now heading to 1.2. What's in the way is 1.6 cents. That is what we're trying to do. So hopefully, all we're doing is now forming this double bottom, coming back down to here, maybe a little wick under, and then we go ahead and break above this. So I will get a bullish pattern ready for the future. It doesn't mean it will play out at all whatsoever, but it's potentially forming in this range. We are at currently a demand zone. If I draw a box from this support all the way down to here and I make it green, you can actually see it technically. Every time we've come into this green box, we've had an amazing bounce. So I'll measure every bounce from the low. So that was a bounce of around 100%. This was a bounce of around 92%. So every time we've come into this green box, we've got roughly minimal 90% bounce out of it. So this is what we'd like to see. Now, of course, we can keep going. What it's trying to do is actually come back down to this wick. After this impulse, you're retracing, and you're meant to retrace to the 618. That's what holds you. That is probably in around here. But you're trying to come down to the 1 fib level. So let's just double, yeah, exactly where it was, the 618. So everything was happening as it should have. We actually should have held here, and that's when we started deviating. But you can see with this green candle here, it was holding the 618. You actually went lower to test the larger 618, and then you reclaimed it, but it wasn't enough. That bounce wasn't enough. And now we lost that 618. We came into the 786, just like what we're expecting with these two larger ones. You can see it happening over here with a smaller fib. Lose the 618, you go to the 786. So it's the same with the larger one. If we lose this large support over here, we're going down to the yellow line, the orange line. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, so now, the moment we're closing below that wick, which is the 786, we're coming into the 1 fib level. And if you're losing the 1 fib level, you have these targets. Now your target would be the 1618, but look what is acting as confluence, these other fib levels. So the 1.272, the 1414, these levels might actually stop you from going to the 1618. You could come into this and bounce, and it must reclaim the 1 fib level. This is if that scenario plays out. If we do come down into 786, it's vital to reclaim this 1 fib level to start heading back up and reclaiming this key support, which will potentially flip into resistance. If when you bounce from here, you fail to get above this and you just flip this previous support into resistance, now we're going to continue lower to the 1618 and potentially even lower to these two targets, because it is the original 1 fib level from down here to up to here. So what we're trying to do is actually retrace all the way back down to here. And once you lose that, that is your bear market. So technically speaking, even if Varsity breaks down here, it's not a bear market until you're losing this low down here. So it's very far away from that happening. However, it does not mean that we can't go down. This could potentially be seen as a bear flag, or a horizontal, which is a bearish continuation. You've come into it, you've gone sideways before continuation down, potentially back down into the low down here. That's what it really wants to do. You can see a bear flag or horizontal consolidation before continuation. Of course, we can break to the upside, but it's a higher chance of breaking to the downside. I just want to let you guys know. If you enjoyed this video today, please like the video. Let's get to 50 likes. That's what we try and hit on every video. And if you're interested in me helping you achieve your trading goals, getting to the next level, I've got 6-hour calls and 1 slot available for my 1 month long one-on-one mentorship. If you're interested, wait for the crypto packages at the end. If you want to take action, the link in the description below to my Twitter is there. Head over to the pinned post and comment on the pinned post, and we can get you started today. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace. So guys, here are the crypto packages. If you think you have what it takes to stay disciplined and consistent over the next 3 to 6 months, then I'm more than happy to help you 10x your learning curve. So you can already be a complete beginner, or you can be advanced. It doesn't matter. I'm here to turn you into a self-sufficient trader that doesn't need anyone else's guidance by the end of it. I even had to pay over £10,000 to get all this information. That includes scams, scam signals where I lost 3K, scam master account management where I lost 5K, scam pyramid scheme companies for bad courses. Then I found my mentor and I had to pay over $2,000 for just a 2-hour mentorship lesson. What you guys are getting for £650 is access to the chat until the top of the market. So if the top of the market is a year away, do 1 year times 40. So you're definitely getting your money's worth. You also get the course included in the mentorship, and I'll actually not just do a 2-hour lesson with you. I will stay here for a month period to make sure that you become a self-sufficient trader by the end of it. So if you're interested in this, head over to my Twitter, Louis_crypto, to the pinned post and message me there. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.